a residential land use instead of deferred. The remaining, it's really hard to see on this map, but there is a color distinction here. And this area is basically your watershed conservation area. And we'll go on to the next map is agricultural land use.
Do you want to discuss this?
Let's go through this and then we'll is this on there?
Yes.
Okay. The agricultural land use was also placed back in the plan to make a distinction between the residential conservation and the agriculture conservation. And we also included the priority preservation area, had that discussion with the Agricultural Advisory Board. They made a recommendation to have that area focused south of Highway 6. And also their recommendation was to revise the Clifton land use map to include that as agriculture conservation, but that is not supported by the staff because that was part, if you recall, part of our village analysis was to study that area further and maybe use it as part of a transfer development rights receiving area, and we want to keep that possibility in the plan. Okay, and this map shows the land use boundaries that we discussed with the Agricultural Advisory Board, and the AC area is now south of Highway 6, both east and west of Port Tobacco River. And now there's some modifications to this map. Oh, this was the original. Go back one more. This was the priority preservation area we discussed with the Ag Preservation Board with the exclusion of Clifton. And now Charles is going to talk a little bit about some further. We went back and refined these just a little bit more and made some changes that are our final recommendation. So he's going to show you that based on here's the tier map.
So, trying to make all of these maps consistent. When you look at the tier designation, the Ag Preservation Board recommended that we look at the area south of Route 6 as the area to restore the agriculture conservation zone. And you'll see that there are a few areas in there that are designated Tier 3, slated for major development on septic systems, either existing or planned. And they're essentially the Dentsville area, that area around Bellounton, and then the area to the west of Port Tobacco River. So we needed to pull those areas out, and they're shown here in the hatch marking, and keep them the rural residential designation since they have a Tier 3 status. So essentially, excluding that area, everything south of Route 6 would be the agriculture conservation zone. And then also consistent, the proposed priority preservation area would also exclude those areas within that area south of Route 6.
And our